So Manchester United actually only managed 44 goals in the Premier League last season, and no individual in Manchester United actually scored more than 8 goals in the league. And how do you solve that problem? One of the ways of solving those problems is actually buying players that can be able to score goals. And buying players like Sesko, Matheus Cunha, and Bryan Mbeumo actually scored 13, 15, and 20 league goals in their respective leagues is actually one of the ways to solve those problems. But that is actually not one of the ways to solve our goal scoring issue and attacking issue, because there still has to be some kind of chemistry and understanding, tactical understanding from the players. But so guys, these new players are they actually going to transform the attack of Manchester United, or are they going to actually be like other players that is going to struggle in the Manchester United colours? So guys, let's dive into this video together to analyze how Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško can be able to transform the attack of Manchester United this season. One thing we actually have to notice that Manchester United don't actually need a static number 9 that is going to hinder the play of Manchester United. With the arrival of Bryan Mbeumo that has this explosive run, the arrival of Matheus Cunha, which is like a 9.5 that drops deep and spin, with the arrival of Benjamin Šeško that actually has a good vertical burst and also has a very good aerial gravity. He's a player that can be able to run the channels and run the width, and this is actually one of the ways Manchester United wants to use to change the defensive picture of the opposition's team, stretching them vertically and horizontally on the pitch. And you could see in the Arsenal's game whereby Benjamin Šeško, Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha actually caused Arsenal a lot of problems. They were changing constantly the possession shape and the defensive shape of the Arsenal's defense. They were stretching them, they were taking the Arsenal's defenders out of position. So guys, let's actually analyze how Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Sesko is going to transform the attack of Manchester United and make us to be one of the highest goal scoring teams in the Premier League. And one of the things these three players Manchester United has actually bought has in common is that they actually like to play in fast transition. From start, you're going to find out that Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha are actually one of the fast breakers in the Premier League last season, and Benjamin Šeško has actually been one of the fast breakers in the Bundesliga over the past 2 seasons. He's a player that actually likes to play in fast transition. He's a player that actually likes to be very explosive. These are 3 new attackers, and like the famous attacking trio of Liverpool of Mane, Salah and Firmino, they don't like to operate in one position. They like to pin the opposition defenders backwards because of their ability to run in behind, and they actually like to stretch the defensive systems of the opposition team. So this is actually what Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško is actually going to bring. They are going to bring a lot of fluidity, dynamism to the attack of Manchester United. Now, the big question for Manchester United fans is that since these 3 players actually like to operate in different positions, they don't like operating in one position, how can they actually build chemistry and how can they even work together? The truth is that these 3 players that Manchester United has just signed are actually different characteristics of player. When you come to Matheus Cunha is actually a player that likes to play close to the ball. He's a player that actually likes to drop deep, to orchestrate in the midfield, to play with the midfield, to connect passing circuit. And Bryan Mbeumo is a very explosive player. He likes to make runs in behind. He likes to be closer to goal than anyone else on the pitch. He likes to be closer to goal even more than the striker. And then when you talk about Benjamin Šeško is actually a breed of Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo, because he can be able to play in the midfield. He can drop deep. He can orchestrate in the midfield. He has a very good one touch. He can be able to play with his teammate very quickly, and he has this ability to run the channels. He has this ability to make explosive runs in behind, and this actually gives us a very good combination to work with, because we have different characteristics of players, and Ruben Amorim is beginning to implement a very new attacking strategy for Manchester United, because over the past years Manchester United don't have a definitive attacking pattern. We don't have a definitive way of creating chances, a definitive ways of scoring goals. And you could see in the Arsenal game as an example, actually Ruben Amorim has implemented a new attacking strategy whereby Matheus Cunha is going to drop deep to take defenders away from their position. Meanwhile, our 2 forwarders are actually going to be closer to goal. They are going to be looking to make that runs in behind, to make those runs that is going to split defenses apart. And also, one of the reasons also why this attacking through is going to work is that they have a very good ball carrying ability. The 3 players has this ability to carry the ball over large distances. If they were relying on the ability of 1 or 2 players between the 3 to actually have a good ball carrying ability, actually it's going to be very easy for opposition defenders to stop Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško. But the 3 of them possess a very good ball carrying ability, so there could be a situation whereby Matheus instead of Matheus Cunha dropping, Benjamin Šeško is going to be the one to drop, or Bryan Mbeumo is going to be the one to drop. And because Sesko has this ability, this has been his strength in Leipzig, in his Leipzig colors, because he has this ability of dropping deep and playing with the midfield. And there's also a picture I'm going to show you from his days in Leipzig, whereby he actually drops deep to actually carry the ball over large distance. And because of his good ball striking ability, there are situations whereby he's going to drop deep and is going to operate in those, and Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo is going to be those players that is going to make him runs in the end. And there are situations whereby instead of him to pass to those runners, he's going to take a long shot from long distance, because he has this very good ball striking ability. He can strike the ball from long distances and cause problems for opposition teams. So the ball carrying ability of these three players is going to be one of the issues for them, because there are situations whereby Bryan Mbeumo is going to be the one dropping deep, and Cunha and Sesko is going to be making the runs. Cunha might drop deep, and then Šeško and Bryan Mbeumo is going to be making the runs. So there are different situations. There can be different sequences that will be used by Ruben Amorim in every game, depending on how we are going to play and depending on the strategy of the opposition team. So guys, when you hear the name Sesko Cunha and Mbeumo, you actually talk about transition, we actually talk about fast play, the ability to play in a fast breaking system. But you're going to find out that in the Premier League, there are times whereby you're going to dominate position, you're going to play in fast transition, and there are also times whereby the opposition is going to dominate you. Also, there are also times whereby the opposition is going to be a low block team. They are going to be absorbing pressure and keeping a very rigid and compact defensive shape. So if Manchester United are playing against low block teams, how is Benjamin Šeško, Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo going to break down these low block teams? And the question should be, can they be able to break down low block teams? Actually, they can be able to break down a lot of low block teams like Everton, West Ham and co, but they actually need a lot of time to play. They actually need a lot of chemistry. They need to play together for a very long time, and I actually feel that they are going to be able to break down low block teams, because there is a lot of attacking strategy that is being used by Ruben Amorim to actually break down low block teams. And the recent one is our first game in the Premier League, our Premier League opener against Arsenal. You're going to find out that there is a lot of frontline interchange that Amorim is using to draw defenders away from their position. There are times whereby one player is going to drop deep and two players are going to make fast runs in behind. These are one of the ways that defenders can be pulled away from their compact structure. So instead of the defenders maintaining their compass shape, the central back maintaining compass shape, fullbacks maintaining compass shape, this frontline interchange is going to bring out the defenders from their top position, and this is going to help Manchester United for the wing backs, for the inside forwards to make a lot of inside runs. So definitely this front three can be able to break down low block, and you're going to find out that Benjamin Šeško and Matheus Cunha is actually, from their heat map, you're going to find out that they are players that score more from outside of the box rather than inside of the box. They are players that score unexpected goals. So there are situations whereby they can be able to pop up shots from long distances, and Benjamin Šeško also has a very good area ability, and Bryan Mbeumo is actually the player that had the highest cross in the Premier League last season. So we are going to be expecting Bryan Mbeumo to whip in those crosses that is going to help to break low block teams in the Premier League. So guys, these are the ways I actually think that Manchester United can be able to be transformed attacking wise by Benjamin Šeško, Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford, to give me your thoughts about the player you feel is going to be most effective, the most abs, these three players. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford, as most of the viewers watching Tactical Trafford don't actually subscribe to my channel. I want you guys to smash that subscribe button, as I've been making a lot of videos concerning Manchester United players. So guys, see you guys in my next video. Ciao.